Hello everybody, welcome to this playthrough for Master Division with various wind here in Golf Clash the game. Before we have a closer look at all the content in this video, make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button, also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. That helps the channel immensely. For those of you that do want to take the next step in your game and improve it even more, you can scan the QR code here on the screen or use the link that is in the description down below called patreon.com/golfclashtommy. We there have checkpoint challenge, tour play and tournament guides for everyone. So make sure to check it out and sign up and improve your game today. You can start as low as $3 per 30 days. Info box on the right hand side to get the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. Have in mind that those are all suggestions and you don't have to follow it if you don't want to, but there is always a plan behind it. So let's go to hole number 1. So here we're gonna stretch out with a power 3 ball, bullseye center by the rough line. The easiest way to look at that is to see that you do have the blue ring the same amount into the rough on the left and right. Max topspin, 1 right spin. We are going to adjust here max no elevation P3 numbers. What needs to be said here though for this shot is that we are looking to have a wind that is somewhere between 11.5 and 13 miles per hour. So I'm switching between a Kingmaker or a Titan here and keeping this one with a ball that we normally don't play with in Master. Those of you that do play with a POC 5 and a POC 6 needs to play with a topspin boost ball. Sure, you can gamble and see if you roll through anyway, but that's not recommended. After the adjustment, I'm pushing up 2 rings with Apocalypse level 8. Obviously, the different rings to push up will be listed in the guide. Center the ball and hit perfect. There is one thing though that isn't shown here in the video that I would like to add to this shot is that we do want to go with inner wall right curl. And the reason for that is that we do want to push the ball to be rolling on the right hand side of that rough. And the reason for that is that we then have less risks for dead spots into the rough. But to be said, there is nothing that can remove the dead spots into the rough. We will always have that risk, and then it is important that you are prepared with your rough iron sometimes if you are unlucky. And the rough iron is going to be played minus 30%. And it's gonna be like a rough iron EB school version. So you stretch out, checking your club distance, and then it's gonna be minus 30% P3 numbers, and then perfect should be in. But again, that's obviously if we're not rolling into the wedge, which is the goal always here. But again, the video doesn't show the inner wall right curl. That's something I would love for us to use. Second shot wedge could be a little bit tricky because it all depends on where you are up on that hill. If you're gonna play it all from 20% to 35%. From the spot we are here now, we would recommend to play 35% elevation. In the video I play 30, but we would need a little bit extra here. I'm playing it with no spin just to give ourselves a reference here for the wedge. Obviously you can play with max topspin and reduce the flight time and make this wedge even easier, which is something I do recommend obviously. Adjustment is done, hit perfect, and this should be go in the hole, otherwise you should be sitting there very disappointed. So in the end, to summarize hole number 5, don't forget to add the inner wall right curl. Have in mind that dead spots into the rough will occur. It doesn't matter if we like it or not, it's still going to happen sometimes, and that's something we're going to have to just live with. But the shot at least are designed to have a very good chance to roll through the rough all the time and get ourselves a safe and nice eagle. For hole number 6, we're gonna go for a rough bump, and this is something I would go for in all winds besides a straight headwind. And the reason for that is that rough bump offers the best chance for an hole-in-one. However though, we might need to play with a different club in headwind as we're playing very close to max distance here. So in crosswind, tailwinds, we play with a quarterback. In headwinds, we can play with the rock, or we can even play with an extra mile, Thor's hammer, or an apocalypse. Here in the video, I do adjust for a max plus 10 power 3 ball settings. by using the rough bump here, bouncing just left of the pin to roll up the hill to fall then back towards the pin. As I'm only using one side spin here to the left, obviously using a side spin one ball is going to be enough here. So playing with a power 3 side spin 1 plus win 5 ball here. And I do think that the win 5 ball here is super valuable if we compare this par 3 to hole number 2, where hole number 2 we do have a lot of room for errors, where on hole number 6 we have very little room for error, and therefore I would like us to play with a win 5 ball here for the best possible chance for a hole in 1 here on hole number 6. For the driving option number 1, starting with a power 3 ball or at the top of plus 16 with a power 5 ball, up to you what you want to do. And then I'm playing with max top spin, 1 left spin. This is an APOC 7 plus shot. Adjustment here now in max plus 10 P5. And after that we're going to go with curl. Here I'm having the center line pointing just straight down the arrow that you can see there, but there is a couple of things that have to be said here. If you are a great right hitter, or if you have a tendency to hit great right, I would recommend to reduce the curl just slightly. I'm pushing the ball to be close to the right hand side to make sure that we're not going to have any problems if we do hit great left off tee, because a great left, if we reduce curl, might be too far away for us to do the B52 shot and we go in between clubs. We can't have everything though, unfortunately. So again, if you are a great right hitter, reduce the curl just slightly. If you feel confident with a perfect, or as worst a great left, you keep the curl. Even if you would be rolling into the rough with a great right, you have a simple save for the eagle, but you will lose the albatross attempt. And again, it's an Apocalypse level 7-8 shot. For option number 1, second shot here, and I'm gonna play with the B52, and here you have to play with the B52 level 7 or 8 to have the ball guideline. Unfortunately, Grizzly will become too close to max club, and that's going to be a difficult one, as you're gonna have to go with overpower. 2.8 top spin and 1 left spin. We're looking to have the tip of the ball guideline 1 green square through the hole to make sure that we do have speed enough. Just like that. Now, from +1, we're going to have a base which is going to be 94%. Actually, take a look here. 96% slider with a 30% over adjustment and P5 numbers, and we're gonna pull twice over bullseye. This angle, we're not gonna do any tweaks whatsoever, but we will have wind angle tweaks in the guide positioned for you to know exactly what to do with this long shot, because unfortunately we do need wind angles to be spot on here. So for those of you that do have the ball and do have the clubs, it's most definitely worth the so-called risk with the drive to play here option number 1. But it's not an easy one, but I do believe this gives us the best possible chance for an albatross. Get the guide on patreon.com/golf-tommy. On the drive, we start with the rock. This is simplify the landing spot with our Apocalypse, because we're gonna swap to Apocalypse after the setup. Rock level 9 start at the top of +18, rock level 8 start at +19. Blue ring by the rough line, then we switch to APOC and Cataclysm bag. 5.8 top spin and 2 right spin. Adjustment is maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment. Power 3 ball settings. 3/4 of a ball of a right curl, and we're gonna try to hit perfect. Bounces on the fairway, up towards the fairway, and we're gonna be at a nice position here around 360 yards. You can play with a luminary here if you would like. I do have loads of this Wind 4 side spin 2 ball, and then I prefer to play with that instead. On the second shot, we are going to play with our Cataclysm here. 2 left spin, and we're gonna go with 6.2 bars of top spin. With the Cataclysm level 8, we do recommend to be 6.5 green square through the hole. Cataclysm level 7, 6 green squares through the hole. For lower level cat, we will add our best estimation. This is 7 green square, that's why I'm going to back up just a little bit here to make sure that I'm getting the correct one. There we go, you see the tip of the ball guideline, which is halved into there. And once we have done our adjustment, we're going to go, sorry, not after the adjustment, but what we're going to do as per adjustment is from +2, it's going to be 60% slider, and it's going to be +5% elevation, P5 numbers. And we're going to pull once over bullseye. Center the ball and hit perfect. This is going to be a shot, like a good chance with a perfect in my opinion, but it's going to not be a 100% drop. Now being very unlucky here on this attempt to just burn the right edge. I mean, the key here is to get the ball guideline through the hole as correct as possible, because that will determine the speed, and that will also determine how good success you do have with this shot. You can play with a luminary if you would like. It's just going to be a bit more range to pull on the second shot, but this is more towards a free to play, a POC 5 plus friendly shot here on hole number 3. Hole number 8, we have a headwind, and we're starting a P5 min line green ring, or the inner ring, to be where the rough line is. Pack sniper to easily find the min line as well. We're gonna use 0.3 right spin and a light 3 back spin. Adjust is gonna be custom based, but it's gonna be 1-to-1 in the mid winds here, and this is the most headwind angle I have, which is also the absolute shit angle. But I wanted to have the video of this as well. So felt that suited well to use as a reference here. We're using 2 clicks of OP, 4 clicks of right curl. So again, that is not really what we want to have, but something we have to do, otherwise we will most likely miss left. Balls comes up the bank and it falls down into the hole for a lovely hole in one. Again, adjust for mid wind 1-to-1, low wind 1-to-1 minus 0.1, and high wind 1-to-1 plus 0.1. Take your game to the next level with our Ultimate Tournament text guides for expert and or master division. We continue season after season to provide high quality guides for you that do want to take your game to the next level. Play with free-to-play balls or play with paid balls, or a mix in between, and get yourself the chance of being competitive without having to spend loads of hours and balls in practice. According to what we think in our team is that you will definitely earn by having a guide. You will, in this case, not have to spend the money in the balls, which is obviously a cost to be dialed yourself, and you can spend that time and that money elsewhere whilst our guide get you to be competitive. If you do have any sort of questions before signing up, you can always email our support at golfclashtommy.com. Sign up by scanning the QR code on the screen, or go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy via the link that is in the description down below. On the drive here on hole number 6, this is the only play we do have on this hole. I wanna say that I've been blasting loads and loads of P5 win zeros here with little to no success. Obviously there is a chance to blast it here, but if you do want to feel that the bunker or rough is the more likely possibility, and if you do go over the rough and the bunker, then you might actually go past and behind the sign. NMT, P3 ball, 5 top spin, 2 left spin, adjust max plus 20 P0. Once you have adjusted, you can swap the P2 ball if you would like. Pay attention to your drive distance to ensure that you get the correct numbers on the approach. 0.8 ball of left curl, 100% max OP with a slow needle. You cannot play with a P4 or P5 ball, because then you would go into min club on the approach. On the second shot, we are once again playing purely based on the drive distance, setting all the backspin together with one right spin here. And once we've got that, we are moving up, having the ball guideline to go through the hole. So you can see there that the ball guideline is going back just slightly through the hole. Adjustment is going to be min plus 15p 3 numbers, and that is from 404 and 405 yards. So here we're adding a 0.1 to our adjustment. Center the ball and it perfect, and this will be a very good chance to leave hole number 6 with an eagle. Scan the QR code here on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy via the link that is in the description down below. Hole number 3, the dry P5 NMT with a luminary type of ball, max top spin to left spin. Then we're gonna adjust max plus 20 with for the difference between the wind and 10 miles per hour. So here we adjust 2 rings. If we do have this angle, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to go 1 ball of left curl, max overpower, and try to hit perfect. You can hit great on either side. You can even hit good on either side. You're still going to be fine. You have loads of fairway to play on. And when it comes to the other wind angle of tee is that you're going to have to push up to max again to try to get those extra yards. Make sure to pack the cataclysm, we need that on the approach. On the second shot here on hole number 3, we have to realize this is not gonna be, I'm not gonna sit here saying that this is gonna be an auto drop, far from, but we're giving ourselves a chance, which is the most important thing. So before spin, top of the red ring by the sand, second bounce in the middle of the dark green square row, which is to the left of the pin. 3.9 backspin together with 1 left spin. Adjust from plus 16 and plus 17 is gonna be 100% slider plus 5% elevation P5 numbers. Have in mind that cat 5 and 6 and 7 have a different aim point, meaning that you can't use the red ring with that club. It's gonna be overlapping down into the bunker slightly. After the adjustment, we're gonna do circle, break, underpower always, and then we're going to apply some tweaks from there as well. Perfect ball, we want to hit the fairway above the bunker to slow the ball down, and if we are getting lucky, we're getting ourselves an albatross. Scan the QR code here on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy to try out our guide for free. You can do that via our free trial, which will be open until we have posted hole number 9 in the guide. So, NMT on the drive with our Apoc 6 topspin 2 right spin is what we're going to use. Now, a couple of ground rules with this drive. A double great right will clip the rough but will roll out. With a great left, perfect, and a single great right, I have been just fine with my Apocalypse level 8. Have in mind though that a great left, in my opinion, are better than a great right because there is more room on the left than what it is on the right. Max plus 10. With our adjustment, and even if we do adjust into overpower, we shall not use any overpower with Apoc 6, 7 and 8. But if we do have an Apocalypse level 5, we should be going with just so the needle starts to rumble. So very minor overpower, but this to compensate because Apoc 5 only have 5.8 topspin, not 6 topspin. If you do clip the rough on the right, be prepared for a rings from in with your long iron. It's still very makeable shot, and we will add that into the guide obviously with our best estimation. On the second shot, we're going to use the plus yardage on our club when we're setting it up into the rough. So start by adding the spins, 3 left spin, 1.5 top spin. And once we have done that, we're going to put the ball guideline to be just through the hole. So approximately, how can we say, like half a green square-ish? And we're gonna now read the plus yardage. Our base are plus 5, okay? Plus 5 is 88% slider, plus 10% elevation P3. So as having then plus 2, we are deducting 0.3 to our ring adjustment. Center the ball and hit perfect. There is a little sticky spot into that rough, which could give you some minor room for error. This has dropped every time with a perfect so far, and I'm very pleased with this shot. There is no point, in my opinion, going heavy on any special ball on this hole, as perfect is in with a free-to-play ball such as the Kingslayer or Centurion or any other win forward sides being 3p 3 ball. Get the guide on patreon.com/golf-tommy. Hole number 7, I would consider this to be a very good chance for a drop. Max topspin with our sniper, and we are playing with a power 3 ball or better to start with. We can ball swap after the adjustment. We need to have now the top of the white ring by the edge of the rough, where the rough meets the fringe, and then the ball guideline pointing towards the hole. I understand that the ball guideline pointing so short is a little bit difficult to be accurate with, but do your very best. In this angle here, this is an in-between angle and calls for 1 click of left curl, which is going to drop dead center. 1 to 1 plus 0.5 adjustment, so 8.2 rings for 7.7 miles per hour. Bounce into the sand. Yeah, we're doing a sand bump and it's dead center. This dropped loads for me in practice, but again, it's all about the landing position. Then you may be wondering why not start at max line P2, which is at +8. It's because then we're going to have to use overpower every time, or we're going to have to use a different club, but then max line is going to be different, and I want to keep using the sniper because sniper is the most easiest one with its accuracy and with its ball guideline to be doing well with. So obviously all the wind angle tweaks will be listed in the guide. We're gonna start with 4 wind angles actually, because I got really dialed in on this one in practice. Get the guide by scanning the QR code on the screen, or go to patreon.com/golf-tommy. On the drive, this is a drive for option 2A and 2B. We are starting at P3 max rest. You can see that I'm looking to be just left of the big of the tree that is in the distance with my ball guideline, and that is before spin. Once we have done that, we are setting 6.2 top spin and as much a right spin that we possibly can. Max curl to the right, max overpower, and we're gonna go for a power slice. This is a play where we do recommend to play with an Apocalypse level 6+, because Apoc 5 will not have curl enough to get around the corner like that. We do want to be somewhere around 480 to 490 yards, which is going to be the easy one. That's going to be the second shot for option 1, option 2A. And if you do have a drive that's around 475 yards, and that's going to be option 2B. On the second shot, if you do have a pin check, or sorry, a top white ring fringe check, not a pin check, and then we're moving, so I have the ball guideline over the whole top of the white ring to be where the fringe meets the green. 1 backspin, ball guideline approximately half a green square short of the hole. Adjust is gonna be from +5 and +6. We do 48% slider plus 25% elevation P3 numbers. I'm gonna center the ball and hit perfect, and we will see ourselves having a good chance for a drop. This is the second shot for option 1A. For shorter drives, make sure to check out the pin check video, which is option 1. Option 2B. So 2A is this one, 2B is the other one. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this playthrough for Master Division with various wind. Make sure to scan the QR code here on the screen and go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. That is via the link in the description down below. This for our premium guides. We offer premium guides for all the game modes in Golf Clash. Thank you once again for watching. I wish you the best of luck in your Golf Clash game.